Hello, friends. Guess who? I have another tacky story for you today. This one is called Tacky in Trouble. Dun dun. It's written by Helen and illustrated by Lynn Munsinger, the two authors and illustrators who got together and made these wonderful tacky books. So sit back, relax, and enjoy and see what kind of trouble dun dun Tacky gets into. But first, let's look at some dedications. The author, Helen Lester, says, "For my son, Robin, always a nice bird to have around." Okay, I'm going to try to fix this here. There we go. And I'm dedicating this to all of you because there's a lot of views on all the tacky stories that I read, and I do have another one um, that I own that I will read for you also. Okay, here we go. As goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect, sang Sunrise on the Iceberg, the sun rose on the iceberg. They felt very much in charge. "What's happening?" blared Tacky, greeting each of his companions with a hearty slap on the back. After breakfast, the penguins went about their morning activities. Whether they were ice block building, napkin folding, feather combing, or ballroom dancing, Tacky was the odd bird. Then it was nap time. Nap time for all. That is, but Tacky. Gotta love Tacky. "What a great day for surfing!" he cried. "Would that be fun or what?" "It would be what?" said goodly, lovely, angel, neatly and perfect. "Go surfing if you must, but please do it quietly." So Tacky took off alone and coasted over the waves. Suddenly the wind came up, filling his shirt like a sail, and he found himself blowing full speed ahead out to sea. He loved the spray on his beak and the thrill of the ride. It really was like a sail. The wind got right in there, and there he is on that iceberg. And on he sailed, on and on through sunny days and starlit nights. By the time he finally reached land, he was standing on tippy webs on an ice cube. With his little heart beating in excitement, Tacky waddled ashore ready for an adventure. Nope, that won't work. Thought maybe I could read it without my glasses. After being greeted by the strangest penguins he'd ever seen, he came upon a very large gray rock. How nice! He had lots of rocks at home. Funny, thought Tacky, this rock is warm. The rocks he knew were cold, and it's a little squishy. The rocks he knew were hard and sort of hairy. Hairy? He couldn't remember any hairy rocks back on the iceberg. Tacky never could sit still for long, so he did the little rock hopping dance he'd always enjoyed doing at home. "I don't need shoes and I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey, I don't need shoes, I don't need socks, just my mellow yellow feet for hopping on the rocks. Hey, I don't need..." Suddenly the rock rose up, and a voice louder than any penguin's, a voice louder than even Tacky's, boomed, "Something is tickling my back." Before Tacky could ask what's happening, the rock, whose name happened to be Rocky, grabbed him and they were crashing through the jungle. Oh my. Well, Tacky loved adventures, but was this fun or what? He was not sure. Finally, Rocky came to a very great clearing, plunked Tacky down, and bellowed, "Flowers for my table." While Tacky was puzzled, Rocky was overjoyed, for she had taken one look at Tacky's shirt and was convinced she had brought home the most beautiful bunch of flowers in the world. "Yes, indeedy, just what I needed to brighten up this dreary old place. Let's see. I'll need a wide vase. It's a gorgeous bunch of flowers, but pretty thick around the stem area." So, he's thinking that Tacky is what? Yeah, a bunch of flowers because of his shirt. After choosing her widest vase, Rocky plopped Tacky in and he looked around. The table was set for dinner with ketchup and lemon pie and grape punch and gravy and mustard and marmalade and peanut butter and lots of other good things. Rocky gallumped gleefully around the table singing, meaning he sort of danced around it. "Flowers make all the difference. Flowers make all the difference." "I'm not a bunch of flowers," said Tacky. "Say what?" Rocky trumpeted. "Of course you're a bunch of flowers. Don't be silly." She sniffed Tacky. "You smell lovely, too." "Thank you," said Tacky. "But I'm not a bunch of flowers. I'm a penguin." Rocky eyed Tacky suspiciously. "What's a penguin? Some sort of a weird plant?" "No," offered Tacky. "It's a kind of a bird." "A bird?" snorted Rocky. "What a hoot. You're not like any bird I've ever seen." Tacky felt his neck feathers prickle uncomfortably. "I'm really, honestly, truly a penguin," he kept repeating. Rocky did not want to hear this. She wanted flowers. She needed those flowers, and her dull gray home needed those flowers. "If you're a penguin, prove it," Rocky demanded. Then she reached out. Whoosh! She snatched Tacky's shirt. "At least I'm keeping the pretty blossoms no matter what. Well, unless you can convince me you're a penguin." Tacky knew he was in trouble now. His shirt was his sail, and without his shirt, how would he get home? And he would never see goodly, lovely Angel, neatly and perfect again. "Hurry up now, I'm hungry and I don't have all day," snapped Rocky impatiently. "Prove you're a penguin. Do something penguinish." Tacky thought very hard. He just had to show her. Oh, yes, he remembered the pumpkin march. Remember this one from one of the stories I read before? He began, 1, 2, 3, stepped in the ketchup bowl without knowing it, and continued marching over the table. 4, 5, 17, 100. "What else?" said Rocky. Penguin's belly slide." Tacky got a running start, skidded across the lemon pie, and swished and swirled over the tablecloth. Where was that lemon pie smell coming from?" "Go on," said Rocky. "Penguins dive." Tacky took a bounding leap up and did a splashy cannonball into the pitcher of grape punch. "Refreshing." More confused than convinced, Rocky asked, "And Keep going. What else? What else could a penguin do? Then he remembered what had gotten him into this situation in the first place, and he said, well, penguins are excellent hoppers. Bravely tilting his beak up in the best proper hopping form, he hopped in the gravy and hopped on the cloth, and he hopped in the mustard and hopped on the cloth. I said it right. And hopped in the marmalade and hopped on the cloth and hopped in the peanut butter and stopped. Then he waddled stickily over to Rocky. See, he shrugged hopefully, I'm a penguin. Rocky looked at her red, yellow, purple, brown, gold, orange, and tan tablecloth and bellowed, what have you done to my tablecloth? Tacky froze. He had been having fun doing penguin things, and he hadn't even realized that he'd made a mess. Uh-oh, he thought. I'm stuck here forever. I'll never get home to my iceberg. My tablecloth, my tablecloth, hooted Rocky. I love it. I simply love it. Look at those colors. They're brilliant. They're beautiful. And they're so much prettier than your blossoms. No offense. Here you go, you wonderful, odd, whatever you are. With that, she picked up Tacky's shirt and flipped it to him. She also threw him a hot dog, a cookie, and 3 kisses. Thank you, she trumpeted as Tacky waved goodbye and set out for the water's edge. He leapt onto a log, thinking, I didn't know ice blocks came in brown. And as his shirt caught the wind, he set sail. Meanwhile, back on the iceberg, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect were singing Sunrise on the Iceberg. The sun rose, but they didn't feel in charge. Life just hadn't been the same without Tacky. Everyone was so orderly, and they were so tired of patting each other on the back and whispering, what is happening? Nothing was happening. Then they saw the speck in the distance. Could it be? As the speck, like a little dot, came closer and closer, they could see it was Tacky. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird. I'll say it with me, but a nice bird to have around. And many miles away, an elephant sat by her colorful tablecloth and thought the same thing. That Tacky, he got in trouble, but he also got himself out of trouble, didn't he? I hope you enjoyed Tacky in Trouble. Boys and girls, have a great day. I'm going to go out and go for another walk. It's sunny and beautiful and 45. So now you know what part of the country Mr. Short lives in if I say sunny, beautiful, and 45 degrees. But it is a beautiful day. So I think it's time for me to get outside and get some fresh air. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. Mr. Short appreciates it more than you know. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the views. All right, friends. Catch you next time.